Good morning. I'm Gary Koupal. My wife Patty is sitting at the scrapbook display table in the back of the room. I'd like to thank Tom Larwin for inviting me here today to share information with you about my ebook called The Baseball Scrapbook, Lou Koupal, Pitcher, 1923 to 1941, Major and Minor League Baseball Career. Lou was my grandfather, who pitched for 19 years in the majors and minor leagues. My grandmother made scrapbooks of Lou's baseball career containing newspaper articles, box scores, photos, letters, and memorabilia. I will be sharing with you a few of these interesting stories and events found in this 366-page ebook that occurred during Lou's baseball career. You are welcome to take a look at the original baseball scrapbooks and memorabilia on the table at the back of the room after all the presentations are completed. Thank you. From a small farm town field of dreams in Tabor, South Dakota, to a Major League Baseball field of dreams in Brooklyn, New York. This ebook tells a story of a young first-generation American boy's dream of playing baseball in a small farm town in Tabor, South Dakota, who would later make a career of playing professional baseball in the major and minor baseball leagues. Little information about me. Here's a photo of my grandfather Lou Koupal and I getting ready to go to one of my Pony League games when I was 15 years old in 1961. This photo was taken about 6 months before Lou passed away. Lou was 62 at the time. I was born in Alhambra, California in 1946. My wife Patty and I live in Oceanside, California. We were married at Camp Pendleton Marine Base, California in 1966. We've been married for 58 years. We have 3 children, 9 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. I've served in the United States Marines for 4 years, and I am a Vietnam veteran. I retired as a national account manager working in the paper, printing, and packaging industries. About Lou Laddie Koupal. Lou was born on a farm in 1898 in Tabor, South Dakota, and died in San Gabriel, California in 1961. Lou played for 19 seasons in the major and minor baseball leagues. Lou pitched for the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Philadelphia Phillies, and for the St. Louis Browns. He also pitched in the Pacific Coast League for Portland, Sacramento, Seattle, and San Francisco, including Hastings and Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas City, Des Moines, Iowa, Buffalo, Baltimore, Indianapolis, Tacoma, and Merced. Lou completed 3 years of college in Chamberlain, South Dakota, before entering professional baseball in 1923. Lou was majoring in finance. Lou was the youngest of 8 brothers. Lou's baseball card is a photo of Lou on the 1930 Philadelphia Phillies. Here's a map of the United States showing the teams and cities where Lou played professional baseball. The baseball scrapbook. How did it happen? Photo on the left is Lou and Bee's wedding photo, November 1920. Photo on the right is Lou and Bee at the airport. During the 1930s, Lou flew from Los Angeles to games in the Pacific Coast League. My grandmother created the original scrapbooks during Lou's baseball career. Lou would send or bring home newspapers to my grandmother. I received the original scrapbooks in 1988 after my father died. I started preparing and scanning the scrapbooks for family preservation after I retired in 2011. In 2022, I made a digital PDF copy of the scrapbooks for our family. Our daughter, Jennifer, suggested that I make an ebook of the digital scrapbook and put it on Amazon.com Kindle eBooks. The Baseball Scrapbook ebook is now available online at Amazon.com Kindle eBooks. This is a list of all the teams that Lou pitched for and his age at the time he was with the team. 19 total seasons from 1923 to 1941, 6 years in the majors and 13 years in the minors. Where did it all start? Here's a photo of the 1915 Tabor, South Dakota Hamps Colts baseball team. Lou is standing third from the left. Lou's brothers Frank and Anthony are also in the photo. Lou continued to pitch 7 more years for the Tabor Bluebirds until 1923. There is a Tabor Bluebirds baseball cap on the table. I was given this cap by the current Tabor Bluebirds in 2009. My son and grandson were with me at the same ballpark in Tabor, South Dakota, where Lou pitched. We were special guests in June 2009 during the Check Days festival held each year in Tabor, South Dakota. Tabor grows from a small farm town under 1,000 residents to over 10,000 visitors during the 3-day Check Days festival. Come and see the same Tabor Bluebirds play a baseball game Thursday evening during the Check Days. Opportunity knocks. On the left is a newspaper article from the Sioux City Journal, Iowa, October 19, 1922. My grandfather was asked to pitch in an exhibition game for Olson's Sporting Goods in Sioux City, Iowa, against the Stockyard team. My grandfather got a home run off of New York Yankee Babe Ruth, who pitched in the game, and Lou didn't allow Ruth a home run in this game. We believe there were baseball scouts at this game. Lou was offered a contract to pitch for the Hastings Cubs in the Nebraska State League in 1923. Here's a team photo of Lou with the 1923 Hastings Cubs. Here's a photo of the 1929 Brooklyn Robins Dodgers, spring training, Clearwater, Florida. There are 5 future Hall of Fame players in this team photo. Manager Wilbert Robinson, age 60, seated center, suit and tie and cap off. Uncle Robbie, as he was called, was a catcher, a coach, and a manager in Major League Baseball. Max Carey, age 39, seated screen left of Wilbert Robinson. Max was a center fielder and manager in Major League Baseball. Dizzy Vance, age 38, seated 5 seats to screen left of Wilbert Robinson, holding a bat, was a pitcher. Al Lopez, age 20, standing behind manager Wilbert Robinson, was a catcher and manager for the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago White Sox. And the fifth Hall of Famer is Dave Bancroft, age 38, standing far screen right of manager Wilbert Robinson, was a shortstop and a manager. My grandfather, Lou Koupal, age 30, is standing 3 players screen left of manager Wilbert Robinson. Babe Herman, age 25, a right fielder and scout, sitting holding 2 bats in front of Lou Koupal, was Lou's roommate. Babe was one of the pallbearers at Lou's funeral in 1961. The 1936 Seattle Indians Pacific Coast League. Scrapbook page on the far left shows an article about Lou pitching a winning game April 5th at Lane Field against the San Diego Padres. You can find this in the eBook on page 287 and read the complete story. Scrapbook page 296 on the right shows an article, Koupal hangs up 23rd win of the year. There is also the current 1936 pitcher standing on page 296. There are many more interesting stories like you see here in the 366 page The Baseball Scrapbook ebook. Top center photo is Lou with his wife, B, my grandmother. Middle center photo article shows Koupal boys play Take Me Out to the Ball Game for Papa. My father and uncle both played the saxophone in their teens. The bottom center photo reads, the Koupal boys and Virginia O'Connor perform at the Inglewood, California High School auditorium, co-sponsored by the American Legion. My father was 14 and my uncle was 12 in 1936. A point of historical interest, my father and uncle in this bottom center photo both served in the United States Marine Corps during World War II. My father was aboard the battleship USS Tennessee on December 7, 1941 at Pearl Harbor, preparing to put up colors as the surprise attack began. My uncle fought in the Pacific at the Battle of Guadalcanal. The young lady in that photo, Virginia O'Connor, married another World War II serviceman. His name was Henry Mancini. Here's a photo of Lou at the age of 38 in 1937, pitching for the St. Louis Browns of the American League. His uniform number is 22. Do you see Lou's name on his uniform? L-O-U? The St. Louis Browns scorecard shows Joe DiMaggio center field and Lou Gehrig first base in the lineup. My grandfather is also on the scorecard as a pitcher. You can see this scorecard on page 324 of the ebook. There is an autographed baseball reading 1937 Brownies. The baseball is on the scrapbook table in the back of the room. The 1938 San Francisco Seals Pacific Coast League. Note Lou's uniform showing the Golden Gate International Exposition arm patch. The exposition was to be held in San Francisco on Treasure Island, 1939 to 1940. The Golden Gate Bridge opened May 27, 1937. Here's a photo of a signed 1938 San Francisco Seals baseball. Note Lefty O'Doule's signature. Scrapbook page 343 on the right reads, Koupal signs Seal contract. which can be found in the 1938 San Francisco Seals Pacific Coast League Table of Contents chapter. There's a story on this page about Lou being Lefty O'Doul's roomie when they played together on the 1929 Philadelphia Phillies. Article reads, Lucky Charm? Koupal is directly credited for the batting championship of the National League that Lefty O'Doul won in 1929. There's other interesting stories on this page, one titled Fans Joe 3 Times. Koupal revealed he didn't follow Roger Hornsby, manager of the St. Louis Browns, orders too closely in pitching to Joe DiMaggio last year. Koupal's system worked better than Hornsby's. While the rest of the St. Louis Browns staff was pulverized by DiMaggio, Koupal, in one game, struck out Joe 3 times. Lou was 38 years old in 1937. I never gave him the same ball twice, said Koupal. I kept mixing 'em up and giving him balls he couldn't let go by. If he did, then I had him in a hole. Lou was a pitcher in the Pacific Coast League in 1932 through 1935, when Joe DiMaggio was playing for the San Francisco Seals. This gave Lou an advantage over other major league pitchers of what system worked best when pitching to Joe when Lou pitched for St. Louis Browns American League in 1937. There are many more interesting stories like this throughout the eBook, Scrapbook. There are many noted sports writers using their colorful words to write about ball players, umpires, managers, owners, and fans found throughout the 366-page ebook. Memorabilia. This slide shows various memorabilia items associated with Lou's baseball career. The shadow box, upper left corner, was made by my wife, Patty, that contains various memorabilia that belonged to Lou, like a small souvenir bat with Lefty O'Doul's signature, a player's family gate pass card, a photo of Lou pitching on the Pittsburgh Pirates, and a story about Lou Koupal and Grover Cleveland Alexander. Lower left is a photo of a travel trunk that Lou used when he was on the road, which carried his clothes, baseball uniforms, and baseball gear. There's a photo of one of Lou's favorite ties showing a couple of blue parakeets. Lou loved small birds. He built bird aviaries at his home in Arcadia, California after he retired. Lou and Bee raised parakeets, finch, and cockatiels. They sold the birds to pet stores. The metal number 9 scoreboard number is believed to be from the original scoreboard in Tabor, South Dakota, used when Lou was pitching for the Tabor Bluebirds. The Baseball Scrapbook. How to get a copy. Go to Amazon.com and search for the Baseball Scrapbook ebook to download a copy. You can also scan this QR or quick read code with your smartphone camera and be taken to the Amazon.com website to download a copy of the ebook to your phone or other devices like a tablet or computer. It's only $2.99. We have a QR display on the scrapbook table in the back of the room that you can use to order your copy of the ebook. Thank you. This slide shows an overview of the ebook's table of contents listing 41 chapters. In conclusion, from a small farm town field of dreams to a Major League Baseball field of dreams, Lou made his dream come true. Lou earned the opportunity to play professional baseball beginning in 1923 through the Great Depression, 1929 to 1939, ending in 1941. Lou pitched for 6 seasons in the majors and 13 seasons in the International League and in the Pacific Coast League, where he attained his greatest success, winning 20 games in multiple seasons. The Baseball Scrapbook, Lou Koupal, pitcher, 1923 to 1941, major and minor league baseball career, is a 366-page ebook created to share with family, friends, and other people interested in the history of America's national pastime sport we call baseball. A special thank you to my beautiful wife, Patty, for her help in creating this presentation and her support with the e-scrapbook. This is a photo of Gary and Patty Koupal's wedding day, June 11th, 1966, Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton, Oceanside, California. Thank you for sharing your time here today. Are there any questions or comments? Thank you.